Okay, this is going to be an attempt, a spontaneous attempt at a update for June 2023. I hope you're hearing me. I am plugged in, and this is, as I said, it's June 2023. It's in the evening, and I mostly came in to drop off a Phalaenopsis gigantea, and I'm going to set it up here next to my gigantea here. That's mounted as well. That actually might be an alba. Anyway, let's go on, and I'm going to quickly do this because, you know, when the neighbor's over there on that fabulous porch come out, I'm going to be talking all soft. Let's start over on this side. Now, this is a kind of a brand new setup. I don't know if I've shown this before because it was just put up a day or so ago, but it's a double-sided. It was part of the shelves that were downstairs. Anyway, make a long story short, over here is a gift. No, it's not a gift. I bought it, but it was acquired from my old buddy Josh, Trichoglotta smithii, which I wish I had a flower that was open because it is very patterned. Looks almost like a Renanthera monachica. There is a spent flower. You can kind of see the striping, and there is a flower bud, and you definitely can see the patterning on it. But it is a Trichoglottis. It is mounted, and next to it is a Trichoglottis orchidea that I've had in my collection before. Got both of those from Josh. Down there is this is Encyclia tampensis. This is an alba, and there are new growths coming out around. Here is a recent remount. It's actually a repot, but this is Bill Worsley crossed with Nodosa. And you can see there's the new growths down in there, peeking out at the base. And let's move around. This right here is my Gatton Sunray, Dendrobium Gatton Sunray. That is a heirloom dendrobium. It's one of the oldest hybrids. I believe it might be a naturally occurring hybrid, but it had bloomed for me last year and put up a couple growths that overwintered. Gave me a spike here when I moved it outside. It blasted. Today, I noticed, look, and I don't know if Nelson happens to be looking. I know I watched a recent video of his, and oh look, there is another. So I owe this to Nelson because I would not be even paying any attention, because after that spike blasted, you know, generally the plant produces its inflorescence at the end of the winter, and you sort of see them before you bring them out, and they bloom before spring, before you bring them out. And so I never anticipated that it would still continue to flower, because this has been out here for at least a month. And also I noticed that there is a new growth coming up from the base. Yay! And I just bought out this Rodriguezia. This is one that I bought from the greenhouse. This is lanceolata. Nice big one that's mounted. Nice root system. I have to make sure that that is watered every day with rainwater or soaked. And my other Rodriguezias are right in this area. There's Liana, and this one is, these are a couple that I got from Equigenera. They were both different. That is Satumpuana, whatever. And this right here is, well, here's the name. The roots are all attached. So behind there is my Gongora grossa, which is maturing some growths and putting up other growths. It is sitting in that tray with a little reservoir. And then I have some encyclias here, crosses, that one and that one. I think both of those might be encyclia cornatum crossed with, well, that one is not, well, that is, I don't know. I think this one's cornatum crossed with something or another. And I'm not going to bend down anymore because my back is killing me. But moving to the right, there's a Maxillaria picta there. And here are some Latourias here. This is a no ID. And that is my, I know it. It is, starts with an H. Henburii. That's not it. Anyway, there's a spider lily here. This is a spider lily, and there is a new growth coming up somewhere. I know I saw it. And over here, I think one of these is Amoeba cadabra, and this is a species, but anyway, I can't remember. Over here is this is my Wonder Nishi that I just got, and there's a Dora Nishi I need to water. Here are some Angraecoids to the left here, and these get pretty good sun. This has got a shade cloth in front of it, but it still gets filtered sun. This is my Iclurianum. There's two Iclurianums right here. No, I'm sorry. Let me check this. There is. Okay, there are two Iclurianums. You see the small one here. And then this is Iclurianum. And then behind here on this tree fern mount is Infundibulare. And so I still need to get, and I think I might actually have it coming, the other one, Biramense. But I have some Cattleya types up here. There's that suspicious gift, the Sophronitis that I got from none other than the prankster Josh. And then I have some Trichocentrums here. This is Sprucei that I got. I guess it looks like Amazonica. Yeah, Orchidea Amazonica that was just put in lava rock and stuffed in there. This is another Trichocentrum that is Lancianum. And here's Luridum. And then I have another Luridum over here that I got on eBay. And I guess it is spent of flowers as of today. Sorry. There's other Trichoglottis around, or Trichocentrums. I love them, of course, if you watch, and I'll find them because they're all close. Okay, here's Trichocentrum right here. This is my Stacyi. And when they're young, a tip, when they're young, you have to give them moss and water them copiously, or else they will never develop into the long rat tail size that it needs to be in order for it to bloom. Just a tip. And next to it is Candidum, which is this one. It's mounted, and it actually has, I'm not sure if that's a new growth. Yeah. And my camera's blurry. I hate that. And then right here is Cunine. These are all Trichocentrums, Oncidium types, rat tail, and then these are mule ear type. This is Luridum, and I know I have a few more around, and I'll find them. This is rat tail, mule ear. Okay, and I'm feeling bugs. So anyway, let's point out this. This is my Dendrobium falconieri. And look at the pseudobulbs. I love it. I'll show you the tag. Falconieri. This has bloom forming. And it gets a dormancy in the winter. Sort of deciduous, but it never really has a plethora of leaves. It does get the growths, but it blooms from bare pseudobulbs, and look at how the uniqueness of the pseudobulbs are. They look like those root beer candies. And I have some little baby encyclias here. Here's another, and this is a Brassavola type. This is tuberculata. My perenniae is here, and then there's others that have been recently mounted. I think that is a little star. And then here we have some encyclias as well. Species and hybrids. This is actually 2 plants mounted onto that ceramic. And this side is giving me a new growth, as is my microtus, Encyclia microtus. This is my Encyclia folii. No, that's not folii. That is the other F, Vescata. And then here's my cross that I'm really trying to save, which is Rodriguezia, Encyclia Rodriguezia. And there's my crazy arachno, Brassavola, still alive. I'm still waiting on some babies. And here, this encyclia is Amethyst Star. And they're all really doing well. See, there's a little tiny new growth there. This sort of indicates that it's got a lot to go. And then here is Schomburgia Thomsonianum with Encyclia tampensis alba. And that also has matured growths over the winter. This is a flagellaris here. This is an unnamed recoloring. This is my rustic spots. It just bloomed. So you get a sense of what's going on there. There's an encyclia down there. I'm not going to reach down there and get the tag, but there's Encyclia papillaris that's mounted. And then here is I believe that's orchid jungle or jungle something. It's either the cross or whatever. That is my species, which should be blooming. Sedenii, Encyclia sedenii. And it is maturing a couple growths that it gave me last year. Over there is my rufa that I just recently mounted, Encyclia rufa. And there's another encyclia here that I can't remember. And that one as well. I think that is something. And then here is my Dendrobium canaliculatum that just finished blooming. And it has already given me new growths next to the growths that just finished blooming. So that's great. Let's move around this way. Here is a newly overpotted Denanceps. That's fairly new. This is my Dendrobium. This is a Roger plant. It's not Hercoglossum. It's the other why can't I think of it? There it is. Frederixianum. And I've had this about a year. It's kind of mounted on that piece of ceramic, and I'm not so sure, but it has been giving me growths and kikis. So I'm just gonna keep with it. Right here is Dendrobium hibiki, and up here is my Epilalia cattleya, butterfly kisses that bloomed last year, and it's just waking up this year. There's 1, 2, and there's a third new growth in there. So we'll see what that does. Up here are just some plants that need a little less water. So they're up on the ledge high, they get the light, but they don't get direct. No, they don't get water. They get watered on purpose. They don't get incidental water, if that makes any sense. So they will not, they're protected from water getting in the growths, and these are more sensitive. This is an encyclia up here, Prostechia amula, it's a species, and it's got a new growth there, and it actually has a growth that has a sheath that I really need to keep watching because it's a fairly new growth. And there it is. Hold up. Okay, yeah. I thought that there was, wait a minute. I thought there was something emerging from the sheath. But there isn't. Wait a minute before I drop this and make a very bad mistake. But what I was questioning was this growth, because you can see that sheath right there. But there is nothing emerging. And let me hang this back up here. This is my Jackie Bright Encyclia. There's the tag. Epilalia, what is it? Jackie Bright, EPLC Jackie Bright. Now, this growth, one of these, did I miss it? One of this had a sheath, thought it would be pushing through, but I guess it did not. Really a lot of encyclias and some cattleyas need a little break. There's a Catatante chocolate drop. I have another Gongora here. This is my, I believe this is Guadelupe, and they like to be moist, not dry. There's my Stanhopea Tigrina Predator, and then here is another hybrid. I think this is Violacea. Now, back this way, down here I have some tenifolias, Maxillaria tenifolias. This one actually might be Schunkiana. This is Schunkiana, and these three are tenifolia or variabilis. This might be variabilis. This is my Dendrobium mimiense, which has put up new growths. Had this about a year now. Still waiting for something to happen. I guess it is not a deciduous, or it is deciduous, but it is not a dormant orchid is what I'm trying to say. It does not have a dormancy. Now, I'm concerned about this. This is my Lasianthera, Lasianthera, that I have raved about since I got it. It was up potted, and then it was giving me this new growth. And this is a highlight plant, but for some reason, this leaf, and maybe it is getting too much sun, because I had to adjust the shade, but you see the browning here, and I have to keep watch on that because I don't want to lose that. Down here is a Trichocentrum nana, and here is some unknown encyclia. That actually looks like could be a little bitty baby folii. Here is another encyclia. That's the Serena's Tinkerbell that bloomed a little bit earlier, and here is my Encyclia tampensis. No, this is Maui coconut, which is a cross. And back there is my Prostechia vespa, which blasted its spikes, and directly behind that is my Hancockii, which bloomed and is still giving me growths from the base, and the tops of growths that were in bloom or that were growing are elongating. And tucked in under there, that's my sad-looking aeranthes grandiflora. And there's another encyclia here that's a hybrid. And behind that, with these also yellowing leaves, probably getting a bit too much sun, although it is a highlight plant, is, look at that spike on there, that is my Trichocentrum let me think on that. No, I know what it is. It's not Kuwait, it is Trichocentrum Kumquat, that's what it is. Kumquat Lakeview. And I love the spike, as you can see it is branching off, and there are clusters of little buds, beautiful. But again, appears to me like it's getting a bit too much sun. So I have to make adjustments on that. What else? Okay, right in front of me is my Nigella puparia species from Central America, Mexico, Bolivia, and you can see it is in bud on 2 spikes. And this is the plant that even if the spike gets brown, you don't want to cut it because it can bloom off of browned up spikes. And moving on down, this is a cross. This is Den macrophyllum crossed with Den shirishai, and I think it's getting a new growth, which is great because it has been kind of up potted. But then I noticed this, and I was like, well, that doesn't look like a Latouria. But then I remembered that shirishai does produce blooms from the apex, and they look just like that. So that's exciting. Another thing that's exciting is here is my green Hornet. One spike has opened, there's the other spike. And I love just the purity of that chartreuse with that lip. It's not quite the octopus plant. There is a couple buds popping out there. That's an unknown, not sure. And let's see, here are my aeranthes, Koada, which is here, one of them. It's got a new growth, and this is my arachnides. Angraecum Gem that just finished blooming. And back over this way, I have some Dockrillas. There's my Dockrilla, Rodriguezia, and here's this is my Leptotes by color, I think. I think this is my Leptotes by color. Sorry. And then here I have an assortment of, and looky here, I'm seeing a bud. And this is Dockrilla platygasterum. No, pugniferum. And I will have to do a very special species update or spotlight on this one because this is very unique, unlike all the other Dockrillas, as you can see. Number one, it blooms. It has it blooms in the spring or the summer, unlike the others. They usually bloom after a dormancy, although this one does get a dormancy. And this is more on a long rhizome, whereas these are on short rhizomes. And you can see the leaves are much more delicate, whereas most Dockrillas are very tough, whereas they can handle the severe conditions that they live in. This is another Dockrilla, which is a hybrid that I just got, and the cross is here. And I am really getting bit, but I want to show you these, and then I'm going to hustle. These are my very prized possessions here. My Angraecoids. This is one. Can't take credit for the blooms, but you know, I want them all, and I will not stop till I do, and I'm getting there. But this is Angraecum Gem Star, and it is going over. My Joyce Stewart back there just finished blooming. I have a Magdaleni, which is here. This probably is Lay's. No, this is Linford White Beauty. And I have a variety, Eburnum, several Eburnums subspecies, and this is Eburnum cormorans, and this one is Xerophyllum. And over here I have, this is Lay's Star, and then this is Angraecum compactum, which is a species. And then back here I have my cross of aeranthes caudata and Angraecum viguiere, which is an Angraecum. And then up here is my Erangus, Pumillo, or the other name is Hyloides. And this has a couple spikes on it. There's one there coming into focus, and then the other over there has buds. But yeah, this is my prized collection. Well, they are all prized collections, but I am a collector, and this is my Dockrilla. Okay, I'm back. Is this thing working out? And I am on my pad, which is not my phone, but my phone went dead. And if I don't do it now, you guys will have to be waiting. And if you wait too long, who knows? But this is, as I said, my Dockrilla collection. And I'm not going to turn them over. There's these. And then this is a Dockrilla, which is Pugniforme. Yes, which I need to really do a better spotlight, because look, there's a bud peeking out there. And this one happens to have a whole different kind of outlook, if you will. Look at the leaves and look at how leathery these leaves look. Don't they look like they're tough? Well, they are. Whereas this plant's leaves look very delicate. But it's still a Dockrilla, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, I have a few. I love them. They are formerly Dendrobium, and they may actually be Dendrobium, but back to Dendrobium, but they'll always be Dockrilla to me. This is Terretifolium, and look at those roots. I just love it. And the thing about this particular species is that I've always wanted this plant and have waited till forever for it to flower. Never have gotten a plant to flower. I've always only gotten very, very tiny plants that I thought were bloom size that was told to me. Maybe as big as this. But when I got this plant and I saw how long, you see that they go down, I know that I would have never bloomed that plant. And this is a previously bloomed plant. You can see it right there. Down below here, I have, those are my trichocentrums that I talked about earlier in the video yesterday. And they're all imports, and there's my Stanhopias there that are Hulatias. That's a Hulatia cross, which actually they're just there to be brought back over to where their place is. And over here are my Barcarias, which are my nice collection. They are in their growth phase. They bloom in the winter. And they're a deciduous plant. You see they look dead. And I have another here, bloomed off of that, sequentially flowering, and then you don't water it until it gets the new growths. Yeah, so I love those. Then I've got some more Angraecoids. I've got a Sertorchis cross here. And then I've got my mounted Angraecum Nymphoid White Beauty. No, it's Longa calcar, which is another subspecies of Viburnum. So it's related to the Xerophyllum and Cormorants. And then I've got two Angraecum Scottianums that are in growth phase. They need watered 3 or 4 times a day, especially when it's warm. And then I've got an Arangus distincta there. And over there is my Arangus Elysiae, which has that nice inflorescence. You can see it to the left corner. It's right in there. Now, I did take a risk and purchase a few more tender bucket list plants that I had been trying to get acclimated in over the years. They're called Sievekingia. There's one over there, and then I have another one acclimating here that I got from Equigena. This one is Sievekingia, and I can't see that. My back is killing me, so I'm going to stand up. But this is another one, and then I got the confidence based on having this one over the winter mounted. It still maintains its mossy environment, And it's giving me 2 new growths that are maturing very well. You can see there's that one here, and then there's this. This one is Sievekingia peruviana. And it is a miniature Stanhopea type, gets pendant inflorescence, little bug-like flowers, and they like its shade, more intermediate. Down here, if somebody can help me, this is another special plant, Epidendrum trichorianum, or Leonzii. You see that little, that's got to be a growth, but I've never seen them put out growths from that area. So that's got me puzzled. The growths usually come from the base on a long kind of a rhizome, and the spikes usually come from the apex of the new leaves. So if someone knows, I would love to be getting flowers, but I will take new growths because this fell out of the pot in the winter and I had to put it back in, and these hate to be disturbed. That is a death. And let's see, got things just hanging out up here, some paths. That's a Latouria that just finished blooming, and here's my Latouria, and then I have, even afraid to look at it because it's going away. Look at that. I tried. There is no way that I can see that ever recovering. That is the Scudicaria. And I've got a bulbo there. Down here I've got some surviving imports. That is another criniferum, Epidendrum, and then there's Epidendrum cornatum that I got from Ecuador. That is that spike that it still has, and it really has not lost any leaves. Whereas you can see the other criniferum, this one I got from Pete 009, but you can see that the leaves have fallen off, but it's still in sheath, or it still has growth, so we'll see. In front of me are 2 newly purchased plants. This is, well, not newly, this one is not. This is a macrophyllum, and then this is DENDROBIUM. There's my Florentulum, Angraecum Florentulum, that just finished blooming massively. And there's another view of that. Green Hornet. There's that Epidendrum cross there, which is Edilix Run. That's reblooming. No, that's not Edilix Run. That is something. Mickey. Here it is. Remembering Tea. And that has bloomed again. And let me find, well, I'm going to set this here. I'll get it later. But in front here is Edilix Run. There's the tag down there. And there is a bud. And over on the other side, there it is. There. I know you see it. See that? Okay. Here's that fabulous spike on Trichosintrum kumquat, Lakeview. Anything else? Here's my rufa that I just mounted, Encyclia rufa. And back here is den that I just got. This is cornutum. And some of these growths, they said, may actually be spikes, but I'll keep you informed. They do produce new growths on long rhizomes, which can be confusing. Down here is my BC daffodil that I need to really clean up and just cut this part off and put it in a pot and get rid of the rest because that's all dead. See that? That's dead. And above here is my area javanica that I just got and put on this mount, and I really haven't looked for roots. I've only been concentrating on these. This plant came with a couple inflorescence. There's one in there, and there's another here. It's down in there. Anywho, I'm only looking at that, and I really should be looking for roots, but I have confidence. And did I mention that this was my Angraecum subspecies of Viburnum, which is Germanianum. Okay, and that gets lots of light. They like highlight. And I think that's about it, but let me go on and show you my phals while I'm here, and that will be it. But I appreciate you if you stuck this far. There's a lot, and I haven't even shown you how my Bursavilas have come back, which is enough in itself to show, because a lot of those on the wall there have been recently remounted. So my phals are up here and other plants. This is my Enobobam munificum, which I've been really soaking. It does not look good. But here is my Epidendrum criniferum that is in bloom. You can see that lovely flower there. It's spotted, and that bearded lip. There's another going over. This is a sequentially blooming plant, and there's buds right there behind it. You can see right there. There's a bud right there. And there's, you can see at the end of the other spike, there's more. And there's other inflorescence all around the plant, which is good. Okay. Here are the majority of my Phalaenopsis, besides the ones that I have out there. This is a Koada Twinkle. And then here, lovely, fragrant Tenifolia yellow, the Yamada. This was the most fragrantest flower, and the flower's a little bit going over, but there's some buds left, and there's a lot of that coconut going around here. Let's see. Here's a little pretty little green flower here, or yellow. It's not so good of a light because it's getting to be dark. But I'm just going to show just the setup, back up, if I can. And maybe I'll do this again because this iPad is just not looking like it's going to work out. There, that's better. But it still looks kind of grainy. I don't know how it will show, how it will come out. If you can see those patternings that are amazing or not. But this is a combination of some Joshua Ginsberg, there's Joshua Allen Ginsberg, there's, why can't I think of any? Guadelupe Pineda. There's, I'm not sure what this is right here. Let me lift it up. This is Joshua Ginsberg. If I can get you in focus. And I can't. I just cannot work this iPad. I don't know how people, it must be a genetic thing, can use their iPads as if they're phones or cameras, and look how that's not right. So now it has focused somewhat, but I don't like it at all. I really don't. But some of this is where I have all my Phalaenopsis. You can see there's some screen up there to keep the sun down. I do have some paths that are down on the second shelf, getting a little less sun. What's that? Guadelupe Pineda. you see that? Just broke a leaf off, but that's why you don't touch your plants and fuck with them. This is a Gigantea, another one that I want to mount, but I am just hating this grainy, ugly picture. So I'm just gonna get off of here and just say thanks for watching. And hope I didn't mess this video up by switching to my pad, but we'll work on it for next month. But I appreciate you all. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.